somebody's done you wrong, it's time for you to sing along and call them out, call them out, call them out. You gotta call them out, call them out, call them out. It's time to call them out.
Okay, we got some things to call out here today. In fact, Pizza Hut got called out by a TikToker who noticed that this one Pizza Hut location was keeping kitchen supplies, including pizza boxes, stacked in one of their bathrooms.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
Tainted box?
Yikes.
I came to order pizza, but before getting the pizza, I said, let me use the washroom. The toilet is here. The supplies, the pizza boxes, the things that you put the sauce in and everything. Why are there food supplies in the washroom where the toilet is, where people take IDs? This is actually disgusting.
That is gnarly.
That's really gnarly, because if you know anything about toilets, every time you flush, it blows a bunch of poo particles, whatnot, up into the air, which goes and lands on things.
Those are real statements. When you smell poo-poo in the air, that's because it's tiny particles of poo-poo.
Yeah, it's pooperoni. And we don't want pooperoni pizza. I don't want pooperoni pizza.
Me neither.
The company did respond, and they said that they would quickly resolve the issue, but you can see why sometimes calling them out is a really good thing. Otherwise, you get poo pizza.
Yeah, and that's one of those things that we're going to think about that one for a minute.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, my gosh, yeah. How do I know where they've kept the boxes? I never thought about that.
Just accept that if you're dealing with Pizza Hut, things may not go right.
And another column out that I saw, we've talked about this before. I've made myself pretty clear that if your hours of operation on your door say that you're open until a certain time, you need to be open until that time.
Agreed.
I do not jive with this. How rude of you to come in at 9:35 when we close at 10.
Well, then, sorry. Then your closing hours should end at 9:35 then.
This is somebody who went to Planet Fitness, and they were being shamed because they came in at about like 9:30 on a gym that closes at 10.
You can get a great workout in 30 minutes.
Well, he was going to interrupt the people who were cleaning because they wanted to leave at 10.
Well, it doesn't. I'm sorry. You're paying for a service there. I get why you want to do it. I understand the human side of it.
Yep.
If you're open till 10, you got to stay open till 10.
And cleaning starts at 10, and then the cleaning team maybe is finished at 10:30.
It is terrible business to make the customer feel bad because you want to leave early.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You need to go to your boss and say we need to close at 9 then, and try to convince them of that rather than shaming a patron who comes in at 9:30 before the hours have closed to use what they've paid for.
And look, if you want to do some cleaning up where it's not bothering anybody, I'm okay with that. But don't shame somebody for going in there 30 minutes before you close.
Here's part of the video that happened.
We close the gym at 9:15 because we need 45 minutes to clean the gym. No, every single Friday I close that door at 9:15. If you come here, no, you don't have to call him.
I'm entitled to be here.
And I'm entitled to close my gym so I can clean it because I work
not your
here.
gym,
Yes,
dude.
it is. It's not yours.
I pay for it.
All right, so go to another one. You can go to as many gyms as you want.
You're definitely not gonna
I don't care how much you want to pay. Get the out of my gym, bro. Get out. Wow. You calling me to do what? Nothing at all. At 9:15, I close my gym every day. I'm a closer, a Friday closer. Get the out, bro. Get out. You want to be so tough? Put that phone down and do something real tough. Since you want to be a tough guy.
That doesn't feel like that was handled right.
That was not handled right. I would bet you anything that person no longer works for the gym.
I would hope so. I have not heard what the results were, but yeah, if that's how Planet Fitness trains their employees to talk to people like that and to close down gyms at 9:15 when on the door it says we're open until 10.
What sucks is you'll have people defending the employee, which we all agree the employee is straight up wrong.
If the door says 10, then you can come in there up to 9:50.
I just don't even get how anyone argues it.
They
and
can't.
they do, and they come back at us really hard saying, no, you don't get it because you don't work in gyms and whatever. I'm like, well, look, I'm a patron, and that's not right.
If you want to close at 9, close at 9.
Exactly.
But write it on the door and then do the cleaning from 9 to 10.
I worked in the service industry, 3 different golf courses. If I was to try to shut down the golf course early because I had to do cleaning, they would have beat me up with the golf clubs.
Oh, that reminds me. I ran into somebody that you used to work with, Kevin from Admiral's Cove.
Oh, yeah.
Loves you.
Yeah, I love that guy.
He was at the Moose on Sunday.
Yes, he's a good dude.
What up, Kevin?
Also, somebody is calling out anyone who walks into a restaurant with over 15 people that does not call ahead. A simple phone call goes a long way. If you show up with 30 people to a slow restaurant, don't assume you hit the jackpot. If the restaurant is slow, more than likely, they made cuts already and have minimal staff to accommodate you and your 29 other guests. Don't get me wrong, restaurants need the sales and are struggling right now, but we also need to give good service as well. Okay, that is their PSA, that if you have a large group, call ahead, 15 or more.
So if you're going to Fridays, you got to call in, or Chili's, you got to call in, get a reservation.
The large group, that's what they're saying there. A heads up. If you have that many people, give them a heads up, let them know about it. Another person said, I want to call out my roommate for almost killing me. He knows that I don't like hot sauce, but still puts it on his sandwiches that he leaves in the refrigerator anyway. When I took a bite of his sandwich, I immediately started struggling to breathe, and in minutes, I was covered in hives. When I told him what he had done, all he could say was, well, don't eat my sandwich. Is that how you talk to somebody you almost kill? Needless to say, we will be ex-roommates very soon.
Good. You don't belong there. You're eating his sandwich. You get what you get. Don't eat other people's food.
Why would you eat his sandwich? We don't like you.
He's not allergic to hot sauce. Why does this life have to suck because you can't?
I think he's saying that he put it on intentionally to try to get at him because he was eating some of his food, and he said that's just you. You went to a level that is not cool. You went to a nuclear level because you know that I'm allergic to hot sauce. And to keep me from eating your sandwiches, you put it on your sandwich and almost killed me.
My senior year in high school, I ate my brother's Chinese food, and he brought it up for 14 years after. And he had every right to do so because you don't eat other people's food.
Okay, so you're not down with that. Call him out. You think that the person calling out is wrong.
You're going to eat my sandwich and then make me feel guilty.
Yes,
because
they almost killed him.
Well, then don't eat my sandwich.
Right. Make your own sandwich, you lazy bum.
I don't know what to tell you.
I thought that person had some nards when I saw that, too. I was like, okay.
Gosh, these people are annoying me today, Virginia.
I wish that guy would eat more hot sauce and get more sick.
Santina had sent this in. She needs a little advice. They've got neighbors who are just throwing garbage down. Now, it sounds like they're in a little bit more of a rural area, but she included some photos. You can see just bags of garbage. You see a lot of plastic cups. Like you see a dirt road, and that's what's going on. And so she said that in her email, we have newer neighbors that clearly do not care about their garbage ending up in our yard, all in the street, across the street. My husband has asked twice already if they could pick up the garbage that's in the road and coming into our yard, and it falls on deaf ears. Obviously, they can do whatever they want in their yard and be slobs if they want, but in our yard, no. There has been a diaper on the driveway for going on a month. Fast food bags, cups, wrappers. They just throw stuff on the ground.
That is disgusting.
Yeah, they attached the picture as I just showed you. I didn't go into the front yard to pick up trash, but I cleaned up everything. It sounds like the wind blows it into their yard.
That will happen.
Mm-hmm. So my husband told me to pick it up and put it on their front porch, which I will not do. I absolutely hate confrontation. The thought of asking them for a third time to please be mindful of littering makes me anxious. So I'm hoping that they will just hear this and try to be more polite and courteous with their garbage.
See, this is a tough one because you've asked nicely twice, and they're not listening.
Well, if your husband's not afraid of confrontation, why don't you ask him to go over there and put the trash on their porch and maybe speak to them? If you're afraid of confrontation, this really is his job anyway as the man of the household.
Or you could call 9. Or you could call non-emergency police.
Call 9?
I was going to say 911, but not 911. Non-emergency police and say, look, I've asked twice now for my neighbors to stop having their trash come into our yard. I'm afraid this is going to escalate and get in a place we don't want it to get. Could you please talk to them?
Okay.
That's what I would do.
All right. That sounds logical.
Virginia hates that, though.
I don't like that. I don't like bugging the police with something so stupid that can be handled man to man with a conversation. You lead with kindness, but go there man to man and ask to speak to the man of the house. Send your husband.
They've already done this. They've already said, we want your...
She said she did it. But she's afraid of confrontation, so she was probably like meek about it. Send your husband over there with the trash, put it on their front step, and say, hey, this is not going to be tolerated. You guys need to get it together. I'm giving you this courtesy of coming and speaking to you man to man. Next time it won't be so nice.
Yeah, that sounds pretty.
I don't get the cops involved with trash pickup.
Okay.
No, she wants to escalate it until there's a gun shootout in the front
No.
yard. Then we get the cops involved.
That's
Kevin.
not what I said. I don't call 911 for
I
trash
didn't
or
say-
even non-emergency lines for trash. Go deal with it like a man.
I didn't say call 911. Yeah, you're right. Go, see how that goes.
Okay.
Because these neighbors definitely seem like they're pretty reasonable.
Okay. We'll see what people have to say. How would you handle this situation? 52% are more comfortable calling the police, but 47% say have the husband go and do that confrontation.
And
So,
that mathematically doesn't even make any sense.
That's a tie.
It's pretty much a
It's a
tie.
tie.
pretty much. It's however you're more comfortable handling it.
I mean, you could have the husband go over there one last time. I don't think it's gonna matter. But after the husband says something and it continues, because they're not gonna listen to the husband, then get it on record. Because then what are you doing? You're gonna let them just have their Capri Suns in your front yard?
No, I would definitely pick up all the Capri Suns, all the old dirty diapers. I would put it all in their yard, make a statement, and say, look, this is not how we want to live on this street.
Is it an eye for an eye if they're leaving trash in your yard, could you take a dump in theirs?
I think you up the level too.
Yeah,
You're
all right.
gonna, yeah.
I think it's a good question. And I think pooping in their mailbox is a valid next move.
How do
you're
you get your
saying-
butt up there?
You say you just don't know. It's not nulled.
No,
Okay.
I don't think it's an even split.
You don't put your butt in their mailbox. You poop in a cup and then you pour it in their mailbox.
Oh, silly me. Of course.
Duh.
What was I
It's
thinking?
a stupid question.
Yeah, it was. I apologize. You're right. Should have known that was how you do it. Got to think ahead on these things.
This is how we do. It's the KBJ Show.